I'm Bethanne Nemesh with iquilt, and I'd like to share with you a freehanding tip for when you are working on any kind of freehanding project. Here I have pictured a wreath that I've done in a style that I'm teaching in my class that I call a corsage wreath. And I'd like to point out to you the downside of starting in the same place every time. So you can see with these 4 blocks that the wreath gets a very tiled effect, and if you can imagine this expanded with 20, 30 blocks in a quilt, you're going to get a very repetitive quality because the flower appears in the same spot every time. Also, when you're freehanding, you're not a computer, you're not going to be perfect every time. You're going to sometimes make mistakes, and sometimes there's going to be differences, and sometimes big differences from one wreath to the next. And when they're tiled like this, you can really pick up those problems pretty easily. On this sample, I deliberately made a mistake and quilted the wrong kind of a leaf, which if you're looking at this, you can find fairly easily. However, if I start my quilting in a different spot, rotating the flower around the wreath and starting in a new spot, all those inconsistencies sort of disappear because it adds variety, which you're naturally going to be having when you're doing freehand work. So I would encourage you when you're freehanding anything, even if it's a classic heirloom feather, to start and stop in a different spot on your circle so that you eliminate the obviousness of the small inconsistencies that are natural to freehand quilting. For this and other tips for freehand quilting, please join me in my class with iquilt.